One morning, Thomas the Tank Engine was puffing happily along his branch line to Wooden Railway World. Thomas always enjoyed going to Wooden Railway World. It was a peaceful place there. "Hello, brother," said Wooden Railway Thomas. "Hello, Wooden Railway Thomas," said Take Along Thomas. "What are you doing here?" "I'm here to give your passengers a tour of Wooden Railway World." "That's very nice of you," said Thomas. "Oh, hello there," said Stanley. "Are we having brother and brother conversation here?" Yeah, said Thomas. "Anyways, I need to go get some rest. It's been a long journey here." Thomas uncoupled from Annie and Clarabelle, and he went to a siding. Eventually, Thomas found a nice, neat siding to take a rest in, when his brother zoomed by. "Come on, lazy bones, do some exercise and stop being lazy." "Ugh," moaned Thomas. "Brothers are really annoying." "Oh, hello, Thomas," said Stanley. "What's with you?" It's my brother. He keeps being a lazy bone. He's being a little... You know what I mean." "Yeah, my brother's like that, too. He always wants to be sure." "Oh, make sure everything's on time, Stanley." "Yeah, like that." "Tell me about it," said Thomas. "Yeah," said Ryan as he pulled up. "My brother's always being a lazy bones. Just like you, Thomas." Thomas didn't want to get cross at Ryan. I didn't mean to trigger you, Thomas." "I know, Ryan," said Thomas. "But still, my brother is starting to become a big, annoying engine." "You know, fellas," said some voices, "we are the only engines who like to be the bossy boilers on Wooden Railway World. The other engines want to do their work as usual, but we decide to go on strike." And they all puffed away. "It's time they'd be put in their own place," said Stanley crossly. That evening, instead of staying at Tidmouth's sheds, Thomas decided to spend the night with Ryan and Stanley up at Great Waterton. "So," said Ryan, "how are we going to pay back to our brothers?" "Well," said Thomas, "I can blow my loudest whistle, and then they'll be so jumped that they'll race off a bend and go derailed." "What an excellent idea," said Stanley. "But at the same time, we don't want to cause confusion and delay." "Right," said Thomas. "We need to do this tastefully." And the other engines agreed. The next morning, Thomas and the other engines came in to sneak on their brothers. "Are you ready, Thomas?" said Stanley. "I am," said Thomas, and he blew his whistle loud and long. "Whoa!" said Stanley. "Let's go!" And they rushed away. Ha ha! But what the three little engines didn't know was that some of the sun had bent some of the track, and it was now dented. Just as they were about to apply their brakes, they came derailed, and Stanley was lucky to stay on the tracks. "Oh, bother," said Thomas crossly. "Our little brothers had tricked us." "Yeah," said Ryan. "I want to get them back." "I will," said Stanley, and he rushed back. "Now, little brother," said Stanley, "why did you all do this?" "Because you were annoying us so much, we decided to give a payback plan." "Well, that wasn't nice," said Stanley. You derailed Thomas and Ryan, and now we're all going to be late for our jobs." "Well," said Stanley, "it wasn't us who caused this problem. It was you guys for bothering us. Now it's a... Oh, I think it was us then." "Well, Stanley, I sure hope you learned your lesson." What was that, little brother?" "To never overlook anything little." And they all puffed happily away. "I guess my little brother's right," said Stanley quietly.